Hello. Hello, everybody. Right, who's there? Just making sure that I've got my video set on my phone. I don't think I have. Right, anyway. Sorry, I'm just having issues with getting my phone on. Right, we're going to just crack on tonight. All right, we're carrying on from last week. I don't know if you remember, if any of you joined me last week, we did a... Lovely, I found it now, brilliant. Yeah, we did a one sheet wonder, which was this. We created this, and I created 2 cards, I think I did as well. But yeah, you saw me stamp all this. You saw me stamp the background, did the rope first, I think, and then lighthouses, and blah, blah, blah. Put some extra colour in, then braid the background. So this is on an A4 sheet of Whisper White cardstock. This is what we call a one sheet wonder. And why it's called a one sheet wonder is because you can make lots of cards out of it. So here we go. Right, here this is. So I've come up with a template. Now this is my own template, and it's quite fun making your own template. It's a template. It's a cutting guide of where you're going to cut it, basically. So I came up with my own measurements, and feel free for you to come up with your own measurements because it's great fun. Making everything fit really. So I'm hoping that this will explain a little bit. Simon actually did this for me today, and yeah, because he had today off because I had to go to the hospital just for an eye appointment. So got him to do this for me. So I hope you can all see it. So anyway, what this represents here is your A4 sheet. Now I'm going to explain it as if nobody knows much about it. So I'm just going to go from there, and this will be on my blog tomorrow as well. Right. So this line down here, this is an A4 sheet, which is 297 millimeters. And as I've explained before, when you cut it in half, that becomes 148.5, which is half a card, which is an A5 size. That makes that then A5 size. So cutting it down there, then we're just going to cut it at 105 because that's the width of the card. So if I put a cut, so yeah, if I show you with what I mean, this is probably I'm not explaining myself very well. So that's 148.5. So that would be half a card that way, and then 105 is across the width, which is across there. So that's why I've done the measurements like that. Hopefully it will make sense when I do it, what I've done. Just trying to get my foot right, stay there. Right, so actually what I'll do, I don't know, to show you the cards first. No, I think I'll get on and do the cutting guide, and then I think I'll show you the cards afterwards, and then hopefully that'll make sense. So I'm going to start by cutting. This set, by the way, is called Sailing Home, and I don't know if I showed you last week, but that's the stamp set. Nice for, well, anybody who's into sailing, and very nice for male orientated cards. So that's the stamp set that we're using. But obviously you can, just for a one sheet wonder, I would always choose a stamp set that has quite a few little decals in it, several different things that all sort of match and coordinate. But you could use a floral set, butterfly set, any set really, as long as say it has lots of little elements. That bodes well for a good one-step wonder. But anyway, so using my cutting guide, I'm going to make a start. So we're going to go straight down the middle to start off with. I'm hoping you can see. So I'm measuring at 148.5 millimeters, or that's 14.8 centimeters. So straight down like that, and we've got half a sheet. Then using the cutting guide, so we've got that done. So we're then going to come here. So this one across here now is going to be 105. So I'm just trying to work out how to do that, sorry. That's 148. I've lost it now. Oh, I knew this would confuse me when I was doing it on. So yeah, so that's across, that's 105. So yeah, you've got to measure 105 Hope I'm doing this right. So measuring 105 millimeters this is. So that becomes that bottom one. Yep. Then we've got 52.5 and 30 and 22.5. So we split that up. I'll have to keep that on the side. 52.5, 51, 52.5. Hi ladies. Sorry, I'm concentrating at the moment because I'm not. Glad you could join me. So yeah, that's your 52.5. Then it's a yeah, then that should be 52.5 if we measure it. So you could keep it 52.5, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it up a little bit further. So you've got a 30, then becomes, oh, I can just take it out of it. So that becomes a 30 and a 22.5. So that's 3 pieces so far. Then this piece, according to the cutting chart, is going to be at 48, 48.5. 45, it's 48. Yeah. So yeah, you have to just take your time getting your measurements all right and just thinking about it. So diagonally across there. Oh, hi everybody. Who wrote the measurements? I love that writing. Simon wrote the measurements on this one, Wanda. He did that for me today because I thought I'd make him work for his keep today. He was off. He took the day off work to take me to hospital. I don't know why, but he did. And because I thought I was going to have some stuff squirted in my eyes, but that didn't happen, thankfully. But yeah, he took the day off anyway. So yeah, I got him to do his work this morning doing that because I did one. You saw mine last week. I did a very scrappy one, which is okay, but I want a decent one to put on my blog. So anyway, so far we've cut up half the card and we've got all these elements. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to do the same with the other sheet, although I'm not going to do that because oh yeah, I better, because I might need some of them actually. So then go into the template again. This time it measures 61.5 millimeters down the bottom. I hope this will all make sense when I've done it. That's another one. Oh yeah, that's 60, and then I actually split that into 40 and 21.5. But as I say, you can keep the bigger ones, it doesn't matter. It's entirely up to you. So this is just the way I did it, but obviously there's lots of ways you can cut it. Suit yourself, basically. This one becomes 45. As long as your lengths and widths fit your cardstock, it works. Well, you might not be able to see all this in camera. I'll show you it all in a minute. Then the last one should be 58.5, but we're going to split that down to 30. So I'm definitely not going to make all of these into cards tonight because we won't have the time. But yeah, I'm just hoping you'll get the general idea. So that's 30 and 28.5. I don't know if you just heard that, but that was just something falling down. I think it was a coat hanger. Just frightened me a little bit then. Wonder what that was. Whew. It's all right. Right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's right. So now what we do, we combine this with just a little bit of cardstock, the stamp set, ink and some double-sided paper, and you can make lots of cards. I've only made 6 and I'm only going to demonstrate some of them tonight. But it said I only used half of what we used, what I made, but just to show you. So that's one of the triangles, which is that one obviously. So that becomes there. So all I've done on that is I've added a little bit of blue or Night of Navy cardstock on a Seaside Spray card base, and then obviously decorated it with a wisp of white. And hello everybody. Gooey. Ghoulies and ghosts. Yes, Simon, I thought that was you coming up to scare me, which you've been doing all day. No, just something that fell down. So yeah, and I finished it off inside. So yeah, that's just one. Then the next one is, it's just, yeah, whichever one that is. So that'll probably be that one. So yeah, again, just adding a little bit of DSP and stamping, just to show you can make some simple, quick and easy, simple cards really, just by using it all. All right, that's another one. And I try to just change the colours up a little bit, the designs, just to show you that you don't have to stick with all the same design. Some use some landscape, some portrait, some double-sided, yeah, the designer series paper, whole sheets, a whole thing made to cover the card there. So, did a little bit of embossing on this one. Of course, you don't have to do embossing, but I just thought I'd show you. So that's it. That's the 6 I've made. And I've still got enough in my other pack to do another 6. So, right, so that's the cutting guide done. I'm saying that will go on my blog tomorrow, and I hope that will all make sense. If it doesn't, please just ask away. So now we've got all our elements. Just got to work out which ones go on which cards. I've got all my kits here. So I'm doing that one first, which I believe is one of those ones up there. 100. Would have probably been good if I'd have labelled it, but I'm not that organised. So got to find that one. Yeah, I'll show you. So that was that one. Going to whack that on there. So and then you just make your card as normal. But as I say, once you've got your sketch done and once you've got your cutting guide, it's quite straightforward. So I'm just going to stick that under there. On the glue. Oh, I've got so much stuff on the table tonight. Here we go. So, purposely not going to mention that C word tonight because we're all trying to escape that, I know. So, making it a virus-free zone tonight. Although obviously I've just mentioned it. But I hope you're all well. And it's good news from Stampin' Up. Stampin' Up is still carrying on, which is really good from our point of view at the moment anyway, until we hear otherwise. So it's all business as usual. Hi Yvonne. Hope you're well as well. Another 2 weeks or less now, I think it is, and we'll be having the clocks go forward, so that'll be lovely, won't it? I'm hoping that'll be a little bit lighter in here as well. I'll get a bit better lighting. So I'm sticking that, and you can see I'm not leaving a border on this. You could cut it and leave a border if you wanted to, but I've just chosen to go straight for it. I don't know if Kylie's watched tonight. I was going to say, Kylie, who usually watches me, is watching with her daughter Rosie, so I was going to shout out hello Rosie if you're watching, because I know you were looking forward to it, your mum said, so hi if you are. Right, so next, before we stick that on, I've got to stamp that in, maybe. I have done a little bit of prep beforehand because obviously to cut down the time, but we've used I've either used just the cutter, just used the cutter to cut stamp, or I've just used our normal punches, which are the 1.5 inch punch, the 2 inch punch, and the starburst punch. So it's the only punches that you need to do all the cards. So I've tried to keep it simple. So right, I think this is a rather appropriate stamp at the moment. Let hope be your anchor through the storms of life. So I may be sending this out to, I'll send some of these out to a few people. What are the goings on at the moment? I really need to wash that, but I'll leave that there. No, I will clean it. I'll be good. Right, there we go. So let's stick that on. So yeah, I really hope all you who do craft out there have a go at doing this, because it's, so once you've done your worked out your cut and guide, you can obviously use it for future reference as well. Once you've done it, you don't have to keep doing new ones. You can just use this on any stamp set that works with it, really. So please have a go, because it's worth doing, I think, especially if you need a big batch of simple cards, which we always do at Christmas time. So yeah, it'd work very well at Christmas time. Yeah, so I'll line that up. And that's it. That's card number 1 done, which is quite a basic one. I haven't even put a logo or a stamp or anything on there, but I just thought I'd keep it simple with the sentiment. And what did I do inside? Hi Kylie. Hi Rosie. Hope you're both well. Right, so inside I just did the anchor in the Bermuda Bay, just carrying it through from the paper that we stamped. So I'll just quickly do that, and it's a card finished off. I am trying ever so hard, because I'm so guilty of not finishing my cards off, and I've got hundreds that aren't finished off. So I am trying to make a concerted effort to finish them off a little bit more. What did I do in the middle? Yeah, so because I say I really don't, and I should, because it takes quite a while to finish them off when you get round to doing it. Okay, so that was quick and easy, really. Well, we don't finish them off in classes because we generally don't usually have time. So I really should do the sample ones. So yeah, naughty me, but something I am trying very hard to do. So here we go. I'm actually not writing sentiments inside though, just I'm keeping them blank because I don't know what I want it for yet. So I may even keep it blank, because you never know. These pop-ups keep coming up. I was hoping they wouldn't have them. Right, so that's number 1 done. Put that aside. Number 2. I don't know if we'll do the embossing one actually, because I may not get time. So put that aside. Right, next one. So we've got to find the appropriate thing, which I think is probably that one will do. So kit number 2. I think I'm getting confused with the kits now, they're all out of sync, but hey ho, I'll work it out. There it is, so this one. So I'll make sure the card's the right way. Yet again, I'm doing it side to side, not leaving a border. So that's personal choice. You don't have to do it like I'm doing. You can leave the border that we usually do. Sometimes it's nice to cover the whole card base. And I absolutely love this paper, and I have to thank Wanda very much, because I did have to go dash round hers on Sunday to borrow some paper because I didn't have any, and I'm still waiting for mine to come. It should be here either tomorrow or, what are we on tomorrow? Thursday. So yeah, tomorrow or Thursday. I know it's been shipped, so. But yes, Mercy dashed to Wanda to borrow some because I knew she had some. But yeah, I've ordered a couple of packs of it because I want to do some scrapbooking with it as well from my Southwold trip. So yeah, I'm just gonna. Better put it on there. But yeah, hopefully you can all tell really how simple it is once you've got this and how effective it is. Obviously you can just, if you don't want to do your own stamping, you could just use paper, design a series paper across this as well. That would work as well. And just cut that up the same. Do yourself a cut and guide. And just do it. Yeah, stick that on next. Right, so hopefully you can see what I mean, why we have to do it 148.5, because the card width is 148.5. That's why we measured half the card. It's just how the card stock works out, measurement wise. Once you've got that figured out, it's easy. That one, do a little thanks in. And as you can probably tell, last week, if you remember, I did run out of my Night of Navy ink, or my ink pad was getting very dry and very light. I have re-inked it now and it almost looks black now, but never mind. It is blue, it is Night of Navy, but it is very dark. But it definitely needed doing. So that's that. I'm just going to get the, I think it's the large, no, it's the little boat that we used. There's two sailing boats in the set, it's a larger one and a smaller one, so choice. Yeah, oh yeah, the little one only fits on these circles, the big one overlaps, unfortunately. So obviously it's okay if you've got dies, but if you haven't, you have to compromise, I'm afraid. So that's all that done. Oh, excuse me. A little bit naughty. I just had a little bit of malt loaf because I'm starving and I've not had my tea yet. So I thought, right, grab a little bit of malt loaf. Now it's repeating on me. Oops. So yeah. You could sponge the edges if you want to. So you know, I'm not a great lover of that, but I do it sometimes. I like clean edges, but then I don't mind it sometimes. It all depends. So we put that. I'll just put a little bit of blue ink on that. Typical. Well done, Sarah. Right, so using our dimensionals, which are brand new this pack, so I've just put it on the top and then I've glued it to the bottom. So I'll just put one up there. Peel them off. A little bit of, I didn't bring my shot glass up tonight that I put my glue in, so excuse me, you can guess where I'm putting it, but I'm actually holding it between my legs because that just keeps it upright in the right place. That's a bit wrong, isn't it? But never mind. You didn't really need to know that. Right, so you can see because that's slightly raised, that's why I've raised the top and just glued it to the bottom there. And hopefully I can slip that under, yes. Oh, and I don't think I put enough glue on that. Oh yeah, it's stuck now, good. Right, so that's another quick card done, but we'll just finish the inside. I've done compasses this time. So, what's the time? Sorry, I'm conscious. Let's see how many cards I can actually do in the time limit. Don't like to be on here too long, boring you all. Right, so I've got to go have my tea at some point. Right, now, got to remember which way because the stamp doesn't line up with the, I don't think, because I think I messed it up the other day. E is there. Trying to work out which way it is. I think it's there. Oh, that matters too much. Right, so I'm going to stamp that one first. Oh, yes, about right. And then stamp it off. And stamp it off again. Voila. The same yet again. I'm going to leave them all blank just for ease, because I might want to turn it into a birthday card, get well card, I don't know. So At least if they're decorated and they've got the liner inside ready, they're nearly good to go. Wrong one's there. It's this one. Ah, look what I've just done. Naughty. Just smudged it. Oh well. That'll be the wind blowing it then. It is now. Nobody's going to notice that too much, are they? She says, hopefully. I don't know if you can see that. See, look what I've just, you can only barely, I've only just smudged it there. It's very light, you won't notice. So, what's that? Number two done. I'm doing them all out of sync though. I quite like, I do like the embossed one, I have to say. Oh, I quite like that one as well. And let's do the white one, that one. So it's got the rope inside. I'm not sure how entertaining this is for all the oils, because they're very simple cards, but I'm just kind of hoping that you've got the drift now of how I cut it all and everything, and it's making sense. So obviously you've got to pick the right one, which is the right, yep, so that's going to fit in there. But because of the way we've cut it, we've got some that are portrait and some that are, let me explain that. So yeah, you've got some that are like portraits, which can go on the card that way, or some that are landscape, so you can have it across the card. That's why I cut it in different shapes. I hope that makes sense. So I guess probably on the blog I'll probably put the measurements of all this underneath as well, so you know what I measured that at as well. That'll make it easier, hopefully. So, and it should be quite a good post to go back to time and time again if you do forget. Just need a reminder or whatever. So that will just stamp on there, but I will do the lighthouse first in Night of Navy again. Are you still watching, Simon, or are you watching something on telly? Did you choose a film in the end? You decided on one? Stamp the lighthouse down. I do love this lighthouse. I think the texture on it is lovely. Guess it would look good in stone colour, in a grey colour, but it won't necessarily go with what we're doing. So, birds. What have I done with the birds? Here they are. So yeah, Mondi, you'll be able to have your set back very, very soon. I know I've had it for ages, and did actually finally got around to ordering some of the Southwold photos and pictures last night, so hopefully they will be here soon. If we do have to get stuck in, I'm ready to do some scrapbooking as well, so I am prepared. I'm not sure what I did inside. Oh yeah, I did the rope design inside. Watching Hunters. Oh, not Witch. I don't know what that is. Is that not Witch Hunter? Is that what you were watching the other day? I can't keep up with what you watch. Don't forget it's 7:30. What have you got to do at 7:30, Simon? Have you remembered? Scampy is going in. Well done, thank you. Bless him. So giving him my orders. We're being a bit naughty, having a chip tea tonight, so I put his chicken in and his chips. But I just wanted my scampi in. Didn't want my scampi in as long. But he's a good boy. He's just done it. I've just heard him put it in the oven. Trained him well. Just have to do some yep, good book, well done, thank you. That sounded a bit patronising, didn't it? I didn't mean that to sound patronising. No, I just appreciate you doing it while I'm doing this, because otherwise I'm going to be getting my tea very late. Rope design. What do you reckon, ladies? Do you think I should get him to wait on me, bring me a drink up next? I don't think he'd be very amused if I started ordering. Yes, my lady. See? Oh dear, he does make me laugh. Oh dear. Right, just going to do the inside. Did I stamp it off? No, I think I meant the full strength. This is a little bit hard to line up because you don't know where, so I'm just gonna, yeah, it's a little bit off, but make a gap in between all of them, then it looks as though it's meant to be. Right. I do normally wait on you, Adam, but oh, you are so funny. Can you hear this, ladies? Can you hear this? Oh dear. Of course you do, darling. Yeah. Oh dear, he does, mate. He really is funny. Don't worry, when we go into lockdown, darling, I will have you at my beck and call. You're going to wish you were back at work. Hiya, Pat. Hope you're well. Right, so that's card number. Lost count. How many have we done, ladies? 3. How many have I done? 1, 2. Is that the third? I think that's the third. I've lost count now. I've lost the plot completely now, but hey ho. Another one completed though. Oh, and Carol. Hello, Carol. Hope you're all well. Right, that one aside. Which one should we do now? Yeah, I might do that and do the bottom version this time. Yeah, let's do that. Did I? Yeah. And I think I will do the embossing one because I really do like that. So just to refresh you two ladies, have just done a one sheet wonder, which we have done in class a long while ago. And yes, we probably will revisit it in class because I think we need to, definitely. Because it's a good one for using basic supplies and getting you to use your stamp sets. So definitely one on the agenda, I think. I have to think what stamp set we'll use. We won't probably, well, we might use this one because I have just now ordered it, so I won't have to keep borrowing it off Wonder. Right, so we're going to use, instead of doing that version, the top, I'm just going to flip it around and do, well, that's the top version. I need the bottom of it, obviously. So bear with me, hold on. I'll find the bottom. And we'll do the bottom version of one. Yeah, it's just going to right fit on this. So, easy as. I'm just going to stick a blue strip to this edge. You can make the border as wide as you like. We'll make it a little bit wider, I think. You can set them in. I always do it too big and then I just cut it off because I find that easier. people might do it differently to me, but this works for me. Alright, and what we are just going to have to do is just, right, so that would have been nice if that had gone down there, if I hadn't cut it off. It's too late now. What I'll do, I'll go straight up there. I'll make it look a bit neater, so I'll do that straight up and the same up there. I'm just going to cut that across, kind of winging it here a little bit, as you can see, but you know, that's not too bad. I like that. That looks okay, I think, just about anyway. So yeah, I probably didn't need quite that thick a bit of blue cardstock, not of navy, but this is my favourite colour at the moment, or one of my favourite colours, Seaside Spray? Yeah, Seaside Spray, which is an in colour, so it won't be with us forever, unfortunately. So make the most of it while you can, ladies, if you do have it, because it is a lovely colour. Right, so as I said before, I've already cut out the circles and the starburst with punches that I showed you, just to kill a bit of time messing about. Now I'm going to stamp the lighthouse, or just the top part of the lighthouse, because obviously it won't fit in the whole thing. Okay. I have to say to you all, at the moment it is really important that we do things to keep us happy at the moment. So if you've got craft and stuff, please make sure you keep doing it. We all know it saves our sanity sometimes. It's important that we keep doing what we can as much as possible to remain positive every day. So don't feel guilty about doing it. I certainly don't. I told my mum yesterday, who constantly feels guilty. She's 80 in April, bless her, and she constantly feels guilty because she sits down or she lays down and reads during the day. I wish she wouldn't feel guilty. She's got nothing to feel guilty about. I've told her that reading is the best thing she can be doing, or one of them. So hopefully now it'll give her a good reason to read a little bit more and not feel guilty about it. There we go. Bears just finish it off. I'll need them again, so I'll leave that there. Dimensionals as well. Oh, that's clever. So yeah, all my card class ladies, I hope that you'll get round to stamping a little bit more. I'm actually using, and if there's any stamp sets that you've got and you want some ideas, let me know. Or if you want any, you know, I'm hoping that I may do some more Facebook lives. So, but although bearing in mind I'm aiming them at the beginners. Right, I'll stick that there. I actually prefer that one to that one. I know, yeah, slightly, although I like the corners better on that one. And this one I just did the lighthouse in the corner and the birds. So, right, what is it, 22? Right, I'm conscious that you're probably going to get very bored now. Well, I don't know, I like watching people stamp, but I have to admit, after a while, I just want to get in there and have a go myself. I don't want to just watch somebody else do it. So maybe we might set something up where we do something, all doing it together. Maybe not using the same stamp set, but we may be able to work. I may be able to work something out where, oh, you have a stamp set, whatever it is, and we'll do something with it. I don't know. I shall have to put the thinking cap on and see. you can see I've got little, from the birds, just got little smidgens, but I have got a rubber that will get them off. Doesn't usually do that. It's just, I'm probably pressing a little bit too heavy tonight. So that one's done. They're cracking through them quite quickly now. I think this is the fourth one. 4 cards in 40 minutes, and that wasn't from the start because I was doing the paper as well. Doing the cutting the cardstock up. And obviously I have prepped the kits already as well, which saves a bit of time. Oh, I've done it again. Obviously that ink's, because it's quite wet, it's not dry, it needs a bit more drying time because the ink pad is so wet. So little tip there, ladies, when if you've re-inked, make sure it's a little bit dry before you start smudging it with your fingers. But yeah, I've got it on my fingers, look. Never mind. Right, that's that one done. And last 2 left. Not so keen on this one, although I do like the Bermuda Bay colour. But as I say, I was just trying to show you some different ideas. And I just hope I brought my embossing stuff up. Let me just have a look. Yeah, I think I have. I do have to remind you all that the celebration sale is still on till end of March, March 31st, and it's business as usual with Stampin' Up until we hear otherwise. So don't forget, when it's gone until next year. Every £45 you spend, you get a freebie. Every £90 you spend, you get, or more, you get a freebie. And obviously you've got the brilliant starter join us thing, starter kit, if you want to join Stampin' Up, which is a brilliant time at the moment when you've got lots of time on your hands. Come and join us. Anybody who wants a new hobby, doesn't want to be bored. There's quite a few pieces in here that would now work. That piece is probably, that would work if you like that and just have a thin border. We could go with that, or we could just do that one. I think we'll do that one because that's what I did on the other one. I think, let's just check. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm making sure that I get the lighthouse. I'm amazed that I haven't done it yet. Put a lighthouse upside down. Just trying to get that edge nice and flattened down so it's nice smooth. Right, so now we'll do a little bit of embossing, just a tiny little bit. So on this one I have used the big boat. So as you can see, I just had to miss the top off. But I like it like that, it's not a problem. Just need to get a spare bit of paper. So who's going to have a go at this? Maybe. As I say, you don't have to make up your own cutting guide. When I put mine on the blog, you're quite welcome to use mine. That's why it'll be there for your use. I don't mind at all. You can obviously do it on a 12 by 12 sheet as well. We don't unfortunately sell the white 12 by 12, although I'm praying that it comes in new catalogue, that we get the 12 by 12 and all the colours separately would be lovely. We used to, so we can live in hope. But yeah, you can do a 12 by 12 sheet as well, and then you get even more cards out of that. So I thought I'd show you with a A4 though, because it keeps it a little bit more simple, or just less cards really. But and I will keep saying, is there any problems not understanding the cutting guide, please just ask for help. I think it's easy to understand, but maybe it's not for others, so I don't know unless you tell me. Heat gun, here it is. Right, I haven't got a peg, so I'm going to burn my fingers. Oh well, right, here we go. Bear with, going to hear a little bit of noise for a couple of seconds. That's it. Didn't take long. Right, now I couldn't hold that up obviously because I didn't have anything to hold it with, so hopefully you can see that, but that's slightly raised. It's just what we call, it should be dry. It's slightly raised when it's in heat embossing. Love it. And as my ladies know, I'm a little bit obsessed with the white on white, or the emboss resist technique, whereas we emboss with white and then we paint over it with our inks. Lovely technique. So I'm not quite sure about classes next week now, ladies. I'm really not, because what with the present state of affairs, and most people are cancelling them, so we'll have to bear it in mind and just see. But it's possibly that I may have to postpone them, but I'll have a chat with you all anyway. So let's just stick that on. Oh, I've just realised I've got a bit more embossing yet. Oh well, it doesn't matter because I can. There we go. We're going to emboss the sentiment in white as well. Sorry, I keep going quiet, don't I? That's because, oops, I'm concentrating. And perhaps you're pleased that I do keep going quiet. I think we're going to call it a day at this one, because I say I'm conscious I don't want to use up any more of your valuable time. Hopefully it's been a little bit informative and showing you what it's all about. Hopefully if I bring it up this time, you'll be able to see. Not sure if you could see that or not, but just sort of bring it closer to the camera. Oh, got another little bit there. I'll have to do something about that. I'll have to rub that out. Didn't see that. It looks like powder, but no, it's obviously a bit of embossing powder on it. I might have to cover that up with something. And how did I finish that one off? Oh, just boats with the seaside spray. Please tell me you are all just watching and not actually just falling asleep. I think it's the large boat I've used, yeah. Yeah, it's funny actually. I saw this set when it first came out last. I don't know if it was out last year or the year before, and I kind of liked it. I thought, no, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. But now, since Baron Wonders, I must admit, I am a bit. Well, it's like anything. Once you've had a play with it, it's just a lovely set. So especially good for the men in our lives, or ladies who like sailing, which my mum does. So always can make cards for her with it. Very good for scrapbooking as well if you've got a lot of coastal photographs, which we have. That's what I'm going to be using it for my Southwold pics, and probably some of my Annecy pics actually as well. So yeah, very useful set. That's it. Right, a little bit annoyed about that, but I'll get that off, I'm sure I will. There's something. Right, so I'm not going to finish off the last one. But you can see we've got tons of bits left to carry on making more cards. Different designs, slightly different. I might try and think of just some different ones to do with these ones, for these bits. But yeah, you can get lots out of it. So let's just show you the cards quickly again. I've now got them all muddled up. So I'll put them all on my blog. So that one, which we've got twice. That one twice. So I've now got loads of cards, even more than I've got downstairs nearly. No, not quite. I've got loads downstairs. Right, there we go. So that one. So 5 cards we've done in 50 minutes or so. So not too bad. Right, let's flip around. Right, hello. Oh gosh, I'm hot. Oh, hot flush. Yeah, it's a bit of warm in here. Oh, I'll just put my, oh dear, dress myself. Right, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I hope you find it useful. And please, please, just have a go at doing it, because it really is. What's that? Hold on. Oh no, sorry, it's some. Oh yeah, I don't know why I'm so warm. I think it's time I had a drink. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you all stay well and safe. Please keep going back every Tuesday to join me for the Facebook Lives. What else was I going to say? Yeah, I'm hoping to do more, especially if things escalate. But I really will try and entertain you all a little bit. I'll get you to do some stamping to take your mind off of things for a little while, because I think we all need it at the moment. I will just quickly tell you, I should have, just explained about stamping. I'm just going to switch it back down again. Yeah, as I said about the Stampin' Up, for those who don't know, celebration, sorry, not Stampin' Up. Celebration is on until March the 31st. You can choose anything out of this book for, if it's a £90 spend or a £45 spend. You can choose a freebie. There's another book as well, which catalogue, which I don't actually have. I didn't order them, I'm a bit naughty, but so you can order out of there. And don't forget, you've got your join and starter kit as well for £99 for £130 worth of products. You can see that, and all your extra freebies. But so what have we got now? 17th, 30th, 30th. That's just less than 2 weeks, and that promotion will be over until another year. So have a think about it, and if you want to do it, especially while Stampin' Up is still operational. So we really don't. Everything is a bit uncertain, but at the moment they are working different shifts, so people stay well and trying their hardest to stay afloat. So we'll just hope for the best. So yes, thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next Tuesday, all being well. All right, thank you very much. Bye.